Well, good morning, YouTube. I just I just recorded an entire video. It was a good one too. I really thought it was good content, and well, daggone it, I didn't have my mic plugged in. It is working now. So here we go. Don't forget what you're about to hear is not financial advice. It's going to be abbreviated as well as I've run out of time this morning. But it's not financial advice, not intended to be financial advice, only my view of the market, and helpful for you, hopefully, just to learn to be a good trader. That's what this channel is all about, teaching people good trading psychology, good trading practices, as well as giving you a daily wave update from an Elliott wave perspective. I am an Elliott wave trader, and if you're a skeptic, I hope you stick around a little while, long enough to see that this actually has some merit and does have benefit. So watch the whole thing and watch the daily calls and see if you don't find benefit from it. All right, let's jump into the chart. We're looking at Bitcoin. I want to zoom out here. I want to zoom out and just kind of show you what I'm looking at here. The overall count, and I spent a lot of time yesterday in the live stream, so if you didn't get the live stream yesterday, go ahead and watch it. I spent a lot of time on Bitcoin, for at least about 30 minutes on Bitcoin, just going through the count. So what I'm expecting is that we're in a WXYXZ. This is the Z wave of our correction, and that we have a target down here of around 66 to $6,000 in that ballpark. There, we'll have to, once we get some wave action to the downside, we will get a better inclination as where price might be headed. But that being said, that is my ultimate bias. That's what ultimately I'm looking for here. I want to see price come on down. Now, it needs to come down in a three-wave fashion, just like all the other waves did. Okay, all these W, X, Y, X, Z. There's three waves in every one of them. I'm operating on the assumption that this is an expanded flat X wave, and it acted just like an expanded flat, and that we have come down here for the beginning of the Z wave, the A wave of the Z wave, or the first three waves of Z. Okay, so now a couple of options here. Let's see. What I'm looking for here is something like this to finish out the Z wave. Okay, and it looks like we're finishing up our first leg of it. Let's see if I can get that off the screen now. There we go. What do we have? I think we've got an ABC. We ended with an ending diagonal that overshot out of it potentially, and then we're going to come on up. Now, there is a possibility and a likelihood that this might continue to come down a little bit, and this wasn't a diagonal at all. Remember, the market makes triangular shapes all the time. It doesn't make it to be that feature. So understand that potential as well. This right here, this counting area is very difficult, and so I have a really hard time. I had a really hard time getting a diagonal count out of it. I do have a diagonal count, but it's possible that this is more of a third wave of the third wave, which is going down, and so that's actually an ultra bearish view of the market. And so let me talk about that just a little bit here. So in an ultra bearish view of the market, that we actually I don't believe this, but this is an ultra bearish view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Then we go up for three waves, and then we come down, and our Z wave is a lot deeper than I have marked up here. Okay, so that's a possibility as well. The only problem I have with that is the wave structure here. The wave structure generally is very three-wave-ish all through that. It's three waves, three waves, three waves. And so the wave structure is pointing to three waves. It's not pointing to the downside. So I discount what I just shared with you, but I wanted to at least get it in your mind as some kind of a remote possibility that is unlikely, but at least there. So we always try to look at what the worst case scenario is, and I just don't feel like it's the right way to look at the market. But here's the deal: everybody and their brother right now is thinking long because of two reasons. Okay, number one. A lot of people believe that this is a one-wave reversal wave right here. I don't believe that's a reversal wave. I believe that's the ending wave of this expanded flat, and I think this is the beginning of some down movement. Okay, but there are other people that say no, no, no. This is the end of the down. This is the end of the down movement. This is the beginning of the up movement, and so we're going to do this, right? So until we break this low right here, nobody's going to know, or until we break that high, we don't know what the case is. Is it going to do that, or is it going to do this, right? And so that's the telltale sign of what we're looking at. I believe it's going to take this shape right here, this three wave shape here, and each of those three waves will have three waves as well. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at, and that's what we're preparing for. So the beauty of taking this trade, and I'm currently long right now, and a little bit underwater. I mean, not underwater. I'm just a little negative in my trade right now, but it's okay. But took this trade because I see a strong, high likelihood that regardless of whether we got the bull count where this is 1, 2, and this is 3, that scenario takes us up. But my scenario, which has this is the third wave of the first wave of Z, that scenario has this coming up as well for a substantial amount, and that's a good trade. It's a nice $1,000 move at least, right? So regardless, we've got a really good wave to trade. We just have to find the bottom. Right now, this is a fantastic entry point in my opinion. Not financial advice, but just sharing with you good trading practices. Some people like to wait for the breakouts, but man, and then they enter up here, and what happens to them? It comes back against them, and then it goes on, and so they got to deal with all that drawdown. I don't like to trade like that personally. I'm not a breakout trader. I actually preempt the waves on Fibonacci levels as well as wave counts, and I usually do a pretty good job at getting pretty close to the bottom and top of those waves, and so that's what Elliott wave does for me. All right, so the question is this wave complete? Now we're going to see some upside. So let's take a peek at that on the smaller time frame and check it out. I have a feeling that it's about done. We may have one more push to the downside. So, and I'm looking at our bottom here of about 78.52 as a potential bottom here if this has one more move to the downside. But the way I'm counting that guy is that this last wave right here needs 5 waves in it. So let's see if we got 5 waves complete here. We got a 1-2 wave right there. Okay, so let's see what we've got. 1, 2. So it looks like we got 1, 2. All of that is 3. This is 4, and that's a 5th wave. That's the way I'm counting that. And that looks fairly done. We need to see some reversal soon. Well, let's check it out and see if there's any in this last wave. See if there's 5 waves there. Let's go down to the 3-minute time frame. We got a 1 wave, 2 wave. Let's throw the fibs on that. Get a reference point for our. Let's see here. 1, 2. Came down for 3 there. 4 and 5. Or this is 1, 2. And then all that is 3. This is a 4 wave that we're making right now. 4. And then we're going to, and if it goes higher, it'll be kind of could be a flat, or this could be reversal. We'll have to wait and see. And then we can come down for our 5th wave here, if that's a 5th wave. And so there's a couple ways to count that. So either could be done, or we got one more push. Like that. Or like that. Or this. And it's finished. And if it's finished, then we're going up from here, and that's good news. Okay? All right, let's see what kind of wave we've got working here. Did this wave break that high? Got a high of 80.96. I got to zoom in to see this candle. A high of 80.97. 80.96. That did not break that high yet. If this comes up and breaks that high, then what we're going to have, this whole wave is going to be part of the same feature. So here's your play. As long as this pumps up here and comes up and breaks this high right there, then we could have all this is part of one move, okay? Like that. If we don't break that high, then this wave right here is actually just corrective of this wave. So this was the one move right there, and then this is going to do that, like that. But if it breaks the high, chances are, and it looks like it's about to, then chances are we're coming up here to do this. So we're looking good. Yep, just broke the high. Perfect. And getting a nice green candle. Beautiful. Love what I'm seeing there. Love it. So let's check it out here. Let's measure this wave. Okay, you can see how this 1-2 wave was followed by a third wave that has surpassed the 1618. Let's see if we get a nice close beyond the 1618 and with some continuation. That would be great. What that would be then is we've got an A wave and a B wave. This could be a C wave, okay? And so that needs to be 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And then we're coming down to finish. That's a possibility, okay? Or if this gets some legs and it starts moving, okay, beyond, okay, I'd like to see this third wave come on up here. So if this is going to be a third wave, not corrective, then what we need to see here is price moving up here to the 81.86 range, okay, and that would be a good sign of reversal, okay, be a very good sign of reversal. So I like what I'm seeing so far. We'll have to wait and see, but remember this could just simply be a corrective wave here, a fourth wave correction ABC to finish out this fourth wave, and then we get one more tick down to the low. Looking good so far, guys. Looking very good. So on this trade so far. So trade to the north side. We're looking for let's see, price targets. Where are we looking? I'm looking for a 50% retrace. If price comes on up like we expect, looking for a 50% retrace. Let me see if I can get a zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Top of this wave, bottom of that wave, right there. Where did it end? Right about there. There we go. Looking for at least a 50% to 92.84. Could go on as high as 10,000 at the 786 retrace. We'll have to see what kind of a wave we get coming out of here, how impulsive it is. All right, well, there's your update. That video was not nearly as good as the other video that I shared, but anyway, I hope it helps you. I'll bring the information that I gave before another time. Until then, you guys have a fantastic day. There's your market update for Bitcoin. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.